Right now, there are SUVs sitting on dealer lots across America that have been there so long they could practically file for residency. We're not talking about a slow month or two. We're talking about market day supplies stretching past 300, 400, even 500 days. That means at the current sales pace, it would take dealers well over a year to clear existing inventory. Some individual units have been collecting dust since 2024. Dealers are hemorrhaging money on these things because every single day an unsold vehicle sits on the lot. The dealer is paying interest on that floor plan loan. And when a vehicle crosses 200 days, desperation kicks in. When it crosses 400 days, panic sets in. These are brand new SUVs that nobody wants, and dealers will practically beg you to take one off their hands. Today, we're exposing the 5 SUVs with the most catastrophic inventory buildup in America right now, counting down to the absolute worst offender. And trust me, number 1 will blow your mind. Number 5, Buick Envision. The Envision sits at 287 days of market supply as of early 2026. That means if not a single new Envision rolled off a transport truck tomorrow, it would still take dealers almost 10 months to sell through what is already sitting on their lots. There are over 8,300 units listed for sale nationwide right now, and the problem is not necessarily that nobody is buying them. People are buying them. The problem is that General Motors built way too many of them. Production completely overwhelmed demand. The Envision is positioned in the compact luxury crossover segment, going up against the Lexus NX, the Acura RDX, and the Audi Q5, and that is a brutal neighborhood. Every major automaker, luxury or mainstream, has a compelling entry in this class. When you have that many alternatives, demand for any individual model gets diluted fast. The average selling price is hovering around $42,000 to $46,000, which puts it in a weird spot. It is more expensive than mainstream competitors like the Toyota RAV4 or the Honda CR-V, but it does not carry the prestige of a true luxury badge. Here is the thing most people do not realize. The Envision is actually built in China. It is assembled at SAIC GM's plant in Shandong Province, then imported to the United States. With tariffs now adding serious cost pressure to Chinese manufactured vehicles, Buick's ability to offer competitive pricing is getting squeezed from both directions. Dealers have been sitting on these vehicles for months. If you walk into a Buick dealership right now and offer $5,000 to $7,000 below sticker price on an Envision, there is a very real chance they will take it just to free up the space. Number 4, Maserati Grecale. Now things start getting really painful. The Grecale is sitting at 321 days of market supply. That's almost 11 months of unsold inventory clogging up dealer lots. For a vehicle with an average transaction price north of $82,000, that is a staggering amount of capital just sitting there doing nothing. The Grecale was supposed to be Maserati's volume play, their entry into the compact luxury SUV segment, competing with the Porsche Macan and BMW X3 M40i. The problem is, who exactly is cross-shopping a Maserati against a Porsche or BMW? Porsche buyers want Porsche precision. BMW buyers want German engineering and tech. Maserati sits in this strange no man's land where the brand has the name recognition but not the trust. Maserati's parent company, Stellantis, has been in complete freefall. Sales across Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler, Ram, Alfa Romeo, and Maserati have tanked. Stellantis actually suspended production at the Casino assembly plant in Italy. the very factory that builds the Grecale, due to a lack of orders. The factory literally shut down because nobody was ordering these things. There are only around 670 to 700 Grecale units listed for sale nationwide, and they are still not moving. With only about 100 units selling every 45 days, dealers are absolutely drowning. At $84,500 to $117,500 MSRP. Depending on trim, the carrying cost on these vehicles is enormous. One dealer forum post described a brand new 2024 Grecale that had been sitting for over a year, and the price had been slashed 3 separate times. If you have always wanted a Maserati, this might genuinely be your moment. Dealers will negotiate hard on these. Before we get to the next 3, if you are getting value from this, hit that like button. It genuinely helps the channel reach more people. Number 3, Ford Mustang Mach-E. Here's where things get serious. The Mach-E is sitting at 350 days of market day supply. Ford's flagship electric crossover, the vehicle they slapped the legendary Mustang name on to attract attention, cannot move off the lot. Ford built the Mach-E to compete directly with the Tesla Model Y, and for a brief moment it looked like it might actually work. Sales were decent in 2022 and early 2023. Then the bottom fell out. The federal electric vehicle tax credit disappeared for many models, and Tesla slashed Model Y prices so aggressively that it undercut everything in the segment. Suddenly, a used Tesla Model Y cost nearly the same as a new Mach-E. Game over. Ford had already ramped up production at their facilities, pumping out units based on optimistic demand projections. When demand cooled, those vehicles had nowhere to go but dealer lots, and they have been sitting there ever since. The broader electric vehicle market has become incredibly competitive and price-sensitive. Charging concerns, range anxiety, and shifting incentives have all made buyers hesitant. Ford has tried multiple pricing adjustments and software updates, but the inventory keeps building. The Mach-E starts around $36,000, but many on lots are higher trim versions pushing $50,000 to $60,000. Those premium trims are the ones dealers cannot give away. If you are in the market for an electric SUV and you have cash in hand, a Mach-E might be one of the best negotiating opportunities in the entire auto market right now. Dealers will move on these. Number 2, Jeep Grand Wagoneer. The Grand Wagoneer has been one of the most consistently slow-selling SUVs in America for years, and the situation has only gotten worse. As of recent data, the Grand Wagoneer was sitting at over 400 days of market day supply, with some months pushing past 460 days. Individual units have been documented sitting on dealer lots for well over 500 days. One dealer in Staten Island, New York, sold a 2022 Grand Wagoneer Series 3, a brand new vehicle with full factory warranty, for $71,999. The original MSRP was $110,640. That is a $38,641 discount. And it was not a fluke. Dealers across the country in Huntington Beach, California, Roseville, Minnesota, and Texas were all listing brand new 2022 Grand Wagoneers at $27,000 to $38,000 below MSRP because they simply could not sell them. Here is the fundamental problem. Jeep priced the Grand Wagoneer to compete with the Cadillac Escalade and the Lincoln Navigator, starting above $90,000 and climbing well past $110,000 for loaded models. Jeep was asking luxury buyers to spend Escalade money on a Jeep. and luxury buyers said no. The Escalade has decades of prestige and brand equity. The Lincoln Navigator has a loyal following. The Grand Wagoneer tried to split the difference and ended up appealing to almost nobody. Stellantis made things worse by completely misreading the market. After the pandemic, when vehicle supply was tight and prices were inflated, Stellantis kept pushing prices higher even as the market normalized. They overproduced and underestimated how price-sensitive the luxury SUV market had become. Stellantis has discontinued the standard Wagoneer and the Wagoneer L lines for 2026, consolidating everything under the Grand Wagoneer nameplate. They have also dropped the starting MSRP to under $66,000 and added a new Hurricane Inline-6 engine. But that does not help dealers who are still sitting on 2024 and 2025 models with sky-high sticker prices. If you want a full-size luxury SUV loaded to the gills with technology and capability, the Grand Wagoneer is objectively a fantastic vehicle. The problem was never the product itself. It was the price and the badge. And right now, dealers are paying the price for Stellantis arrogance. Number 1. The Volkswagen ID.4. Here it is, the absolute king of lot rot. The Volkswagen ID.4 is sitting at a mind-blowing 536 days of market day supply. That is not a typo. At the current sales pace, it would take dealers a year and a half to clear the existing inventory. Some units on lots right now will not find a buyer until 2027 at this rate. There are approximately 1,500 units listed for sale nationwide, and only about 139 sold in the last 45-day tracking period. For a vehicle that was supposed to be Volkswagen's mainstream electric crossover for the American market, this is an absolute disaster. Volkswagen invested heavily in the ID.4, even building them at their Chattanooga, Tennessee factory to qualify for federal incentives. But then the landscape shifted. The $7,500 federal electric vehicle tax credit vanished for many buyers. Tesla kept slashing Model Y prices, creating a price war that the ID.4 could not survive. And the vehicle itself had issues. Since 2021, the ID.4 has racked up 18 recalls, including one for battery fire risks. The infotainment system was buggy and frustrating. Charging speeds lagged behind competitors from Hyundai and Kia. Range was mediocre in real-world conditions, especially in winter. Volkswagen released new pricing for 2026 models, but that only made the problem worse for dealers still holding 2024 and 2025 inventory. Why would anyone buy a year-old ID.4 at a higher price when the new one costs less? The ID.4 was supposed to democratize electric vehicles for everyday American families. Instead, it became the poster child for the electric vehicle inventory crisis. If you want one, walk into a Volkswagen dealership with a reasonable offer and watch the sales manager's eyes light up. They will practically shake your hand on the spot. At this point, these are not vehicles sitting on lots. They are depreciating assets, bleeding money every single day. And there you have it, 5 SUVs that dealers are absolutely desperate to move. From the Buick Envision's overproduction problem to the Volkswagen ID.4's historic 536-day inventory pileup, these vehicles represent billions of dollars in stranded capital sitting on dealer lots across America. If you're in the market, this is your leverage. Dealers know these vehicles aren't moving, and that gives you the upper hand in every single negotiation. Which one surprised you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you found this video valuable, hit that like button. It genuinely helps the channel grow. And don't forget to subscribe so you catch our next breakdown. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.